What is going on, guys? We're back with another video today, and we're doing a rebuild of the Dolphins, and I'm sorry if you're a Dolphins fan for a few reasons, but the main reason is you're going to see a little bit of hate on the team. It's not that I'm like, oh, they're the worst team of all time, they're just they could be the worst team of all time. This is the worst roster I've ever seen in a Madden game. Obviously, in real life, you don't know. I will say, the Tunsil trade was brilliant. And I don't even say brilliant. Like, that's, you know, I don't say that word. But it was brilliant. It really was. Kenny Stills, I don't know what his contract was like, but he's 27. The way I look at this is, and I think they obviously do at this point too, there's nothing they can do in this or next year to make this a playoff team. There just isn't. In trading Tunsil and Stills for 2 first-rounders and a second-rounder is amazingly smart. They have to do it. Tunsil's above average, of course, but there's just no reason. He's 25. The best they would do is maybe when he's 29, they're feasible, you know, and that's killing the draft and killing free agents. And killing free agents, don't do that. Killing free agency. They have a few pieces on defense. We moved Minkah Fitzpatrick back down a corner because they have a couple of names at safety. I don't think that's a big need compared to cornerback. Of course, they did trade Kiko. Wait, did they trade Kiko? Yeah, they traded Kiko for Vince Beagle. Don't know where that makes any sense. We moved them to a 4-3 because, one, they're really not built to play either, but I think they're a little bit more built to play a 4-3. They have 2 decent DTs, a fast DN, and then Income Dichi to go for the run stopping, and he obviously is on the faster side. I'm not really sure why they're in a 3-4. Was that a glitch, or are they actually playing a 3-4? Because I personally think they're definitely built for a 4-3. I just wish they didn't trade Kiko here. We have to make the trades, though, and we're going to use a real roster. I'm going to try to find something a little bit more realistic if I can. We'll do our best. I don't know if these trades are going to actually go through because this was actually a pretty big finessing, honestly. Oh, it actually went through. Obviously, we still have to get the second round off them, but Tunsil Stills in a 4th round for 2 first-round picks from the Texans. It is a little unfortunate, though, because the Texans are probably primed for a pretty decent pick, especially after somewhat solving their offensive line issues. We also do have to get some other players. We did get Davenport and Badmosi off of them. Davenport is going to instantly start, basically. Maybe, I don't know. He's young, but he is pretty bad. Also, if you don't mind, maybe subscribe, like the video, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. I appreciate all these things, whether you do them or not. Thanks just for watching. You know, these are the things. Desperation is fun. We do have Eric Berry. We're trying to use him to trade for the picks were due. Hopefully they just release Eric, otherwise it's going to be a pretty big advantage for them to have him. But at the same time, they could literally just sign him anyways. So we do get the 2nd round pick. Now we just have to get Davenport and Badmosi. So we trade Smith. Hopefully he's not super great, but I looked at his ratings and all that. I don't know if he's primed to start, but he doesn't look that great to me. We do get Vince Beagle out of it. So we also trade for Crossan, the cornerback that they got from the Patriots recently. He's actually a little bit of a gem because he's very fast. Badmosi literally means nothing to me because he's basically a special teamer. I'm not sure why he's at corner. I'm pretty sure he was a safety for the longest time. An older guy that's a little bit slower, so I think it makes more sense for him to actually go back to safety if we can. We still have some moves to make, kind of. Maybe see if we can make some moves ourselves, and that's pretty much it. This is what Vince Beagle looks like. He's a 68 overall with... 68 overall? Yeah, he is 68 overall. 68 overall, 26 years of age. He's a pass rusher, so they actually... would appear, it seems like they intend to start him or something. I don't even know. But I think a 4-3, once again, does fit the team a bit better. I think we're going to start Andrew Van Ginkel. What a name. What a name. But here's Crossan. He's actually kind of a little sneaky guy. 5'10", a little bit on the shorter side, but look at the speed. Very fast. Not the worst in coverage, but pretty close to it. Very fast, though. That's about it. So, I have no idea. I do kind of know. Nick Perry did get in trouble with the law, but Nick Perry should be on the team. Like, simply put, Nick Perry... he's got potential. He should be on the team. Is Muhammad Wilkerson not on the team? Oh, no, it was Muhammad Wilkerson that got trouble. It wasn't Nick Perry. Boom, Jeremy Parnell, the best offensive lineman on the team already. All right, so this is the year 1 team. It's not looking super great. We're going to look at how Ryan Fitzpatrick plays throughout the first few games. He usually kills it, and then he gets replaced, and nothing really improves. Josh Rosen is now on a worse team than the Cardinals, and potentially the worst team in the last 20-plus years. This team is really, really rough. I figured Allen Hurns would be a starter with Albert Wilson playing the slot role since he's kind of a smaller guy. He's a very good player, but I think he would play the slot receiver spot better. Jeremy Parnell plays starting right tackle, and then left tackle will be Isaiah Prince. Gesicki gets the start. Dwayne Allen more of a blocking type guy. I suppose they will try to run the ball a little bit more, even though they don't have a great line. It's probably better than their passing attack's going to be. Looking at the defense, there's a lot of potential, though. I like the defense a little bit. Xavier Howard, he's 26 with superstar development traits. And, the defensive line, you have Wilkins, you have Godshaw, you have Minkah Fitzpatrick. You have a couple of names that are pretty decently young. I figured they traded for Crossan. He might not immediately start, probably more of a special teams guy, but he's 5'10". He's about the same, overall as the other guys, and he has better coverage and much better speed. So we went for him, and that's what we're going to do. Van Ginkel, he's got the name of an old newspaper reporter, and he also kind of looks like one. So let's see what this team could do. Probably 4 wins at most. So I've been looking at all the rosters, and unfortunately the only options are either ones with bad development traits and that are pretty fair ratings, and then ones that are really high ratings and the development traits are decent. So we're going to go with the really high ratings. One of these days I'm just going to edit one of these classes and make it myself. I'm not smart enough for that, but we'll try it one of these days anyways. Alright, so we know with the Dolphins, you pretty much have to re-sign any player of any sort of talent, even the smallest amount, which I've been known to have the smallest amount of certain things. Allen Hurns, we're going to give him the 2-year deal he wants right now. We'll give him a 3-year deal straight out the gate. There's not much you can do about it. Gotta go for him. Matt Hack, he's one of the best players on the team. I'm sorry, Dolphins fans, but overall wise, it's not untrue. Okay, Robert, we'll give him a 3-year deal. Why not? Once again, we're broke, so what do you want? We have all the Cardinals' worst players, which is hard to say because their worst players are really freaking bad. I don't know what to do with the rest of the squad. We'll resign who we got to resign, but yeah, even these guys might be too bad for our team. In the final game, if we win this game, we will still miss playoffs. We do go 4-12. 4 wins is way too many wins, though, for me. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Hopefully that's at least a top 3 pick. We'll find out after the season. And what else do we have? Ryan Fitzpatrick, 19 touchdowns, 12 picks, 3,200 yards. Honestly, I just didn't want to throw Rosen out there because he could be the future, and there will be no future if he gets Andrew Lucked. Nick Perry with 9 sacks. Oh, here he goes, just like in Green Bay. Here comes the monster contract that's undeserved. Pick totals, Xavier Howard had 3, Baker with 2, Chase Allen, who shouldn't even have started, had 2. Jason Sanders is bad. How many players are bad? 32 in offense. What is the defense? Okay, interesting. Yikes. That's about that. I don't care about anything else. Let's go on to the Super Bowl, which will be against the Browns versus the Niners. Expected the Browns. Didn't know about the Niners, though. And they lose by 21. But, of course, you can see here, the 49ers are good enough. Nick Perry with a development up. He was actually pretty good for us. I mean, there's really no way they would let go of a guy that had 9 sacks and went up. I mean, obviously, they don't know he went up in development, but they kind of do. Vince Beagle, I don't know what the reason for re-signing or trying to get him was in a trade. Chase Allen was not great. He had 2 picks, but that's not the only thing that matters. We're going to let these guys go and just hope for the best. Actually, we're going to re-sign Bad Mosi because he's actually a pretty good special teamer. And you can tell the fact that he's a 67 overall, getting about 1.3 mil as a fair deal for him. Most players wouldn't get that, but something about his special teaming, and he is pretty good at it. It sounded like I got strangled. I was like, so 60 mil to work with. I'm not even going to look at what we need because we need literally anything. So the best available for a good price is who we're going to go for. Kendall Fuller would be nice, but cornerback, honestly, is not the biggest of needs. Obviously, if we could get a corner, Minkah could go back to safety, but that's beside the point. Is Hunter Henry the move? Maybe. Yannick Ngakoue, it's a pretty big contract. We could easily afford it, though. Joe Thuney, I think is his name. Definitely going to offer on him because, obviously, he's a great offensive lineman, and that's the biggest need. This team has a lot of needs, but the line, by far the biggest. So we actually spent a lot of the money, assuming people accept. Trevor Williams is a decently big one. Wow, okay, the guards accepted. Dix accepted as well. There was some other big names, linebacker, but they did not accept, which is unfortunate. We had Danny Trevathan we offered a really small deal on, which is fine. Jordan Jenkins we offered a small deal on. DeMar Dotson we did offer a fair deal, but he didn't accept yet. Corey Littleton, I think, we offered him a 4-year, $24 million deal, which, honestly, we should have just gave him the big deal if we wanted him that badly. So, I don't know how we got those players. These are the salaries we offered those fellas. Derrick Henry is now playing on a 5-year, $6 million deal. Eric Ebron's playing on a 4-year, $15 million deal. I guess no one wanted them, and they wanted to die in Miami. And we did pay DeMar Dotson quite a bit of money. So we did pick up 2 starting linemen. This team is really improved on the offensive line without a doubt. I guess Derrick Henry's the new starting running back around town as well. All right, so here it is, the moment of truth. What pick do we have? And we have the very first pick overall. But I think we can trade with the Redskins. Here's why. We have Rosen, right? We have Rosen. There's a chance that they would think we want Jerry Jeudy, which we do. So I think we can get away with trading down to this pick. Trade for a 2nd and 3rd round pick, add it on to drop 1 spot. The Redskins desperately need a wide receiver, so they're probably going to take Jeudy. I swear to God, if this game is broken and they take Tua, thank you. They took a left tackle, in fairness. That makes no sense at all, but we obviously want Tua. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be a beast. Tua Tagovailoa, 82 overall hidden, says superstar, but obviously he's going to be superstar X Factor. Maybe a little bit faster than I would have made him, but he's obviously a beast, and he will be good out the gate. Now, with pick 9, apparently, the Texans weren't very good. Let's take a look at the Texans here. How the hell did the Texans go that bad? Oh, it doesn't show it. Damn it. But yeah, the Texans were pretty bad, apparently, because we have pick number 9. Jeudy would be nice, but we're not going to trade up. This team just does not have the capital. The Raiders land a pretty damn good draft with that. We're going to go to pick 9, and best available is what we're going to take. Trey Smith is nice. I would have maybe taken him. Who's here? Ooh, Grant Delpit. I mean, you got to go best available, though, don't you? Super fast. I really think we need a wide receiver, though. And I really think Ruggs is that wide receiver. Like, is it not Ruggs? I mean, you have the chance at reuniting these two. And wide receiver is a huge need. I think there's no doubt about it. You go Henry Ruggs. I think you do. 78 overall. We've had him before using this draft class, and he's obviously absolutely ridiculous. Pick 1 in the 2nd round. Now, I kind of want to trade up to, like, 22 if we can in the 1st round. We trade pick 33, pick 66, and Vincent Taylor to move up 12 spots. I tried to give them a next year 4th round on top of it, but they wouldn't take it. So we're going to give them a next year 4th round, and I think that's pretty fair. I think that's pretty fair valuation. Kendall Fuller is a Cardinal as well. Really, we're just hoping for a lineman here. We had it where Ruggs was actually very close to pick 20-ish, but we're just going to go for best available lineman at 21, I think. I do know that this tight end is probably really good. It would have been a sick draft if we didn't get Ebron, but honestly, I'll take this more because I wouldn't, I'd rather not have to. Trey Adams is still there. Definitely taking Trey Adams, no doubt about it. 78 overall hidden. Got to remember, once again, this draft class is pretty high. Not saying that they're all like this. This is still a really good draft from us, but there are a lot of guys that are at least 74, 75 overall in the first 2 rounds, so it's not as impressive. Now I think our next pick, in theory, we probably could trade up again and draft yet another offensive lineman. I think we have this, I was about to say we have this guy named Wirfs, but Wirfs is gone. So 3rd round, maybe be able to take a middle linebacker here if we're lucky. I don't think we ended up filling that position. You do have this Curtis Weaver guy, though. Is Quarterman gone? Quarterman was going to be my guy here. Do we go with a pass rusher, though? We're going to go Curtis Weaver. I think he's decent. 74 overall, hidden development. He's pretty damn decent. He's going to be potentially a starter over Charles Harris, who has been terrible for us. With the 4th round, I believe Nick Harris goes a little later, but we do know for a fact he is decent, so we're going to take him now. 72 overall hidden. I think he was star. 2 7th rounds this year and a 5th next year. We'll finish our draft with the drafting of Jalen Hurts, which will give us one of the best quarterback cores in the entire league. And here he goes, Jalen Hurts, 72 overall. I believe he was superstar development. Like I said, he's very good, if not just as good as Tua. The Redskins traded up for was a good decision. In fairness to them, there's so many options, and it'd be hard to take a left tackle, but this is the biggest need on the team is left tackle. So, there's no franchise QB, but there's also definitely no franchise left tackle. We traded up from number 1 in the second round to number 21 in the first. Landed a great left tackle. We're going to take a look, just in case, what the development traits are. Tua with a superstar X-Factor development trait, of course. Henry Ruggs is going to probably play the number 1 wide receiver spot right out the gate. Super talented. And he is going to be star. I thought he was superstar. Still very good. I'm not minding at all. Trey Adams, really good left tackle. Super happy to get him. Honestly, I was shocked he was there. I was trying to go for someone else because I didn't think Trey would be there. Superstar development. Unbelievable stuff. Weaver, we are going to start over Charles because Charles was terrible. He had like 2 sacks. His career's coming to an end with us. Star development, that's fine. I mean, I would have liked superstar, but star is fine. Marvin, we know, is normal. Nick, I'm almost 1,000% certain, is star development, but we got to take a look. He is star, and then Jalen, once again, I think is also superstar development, which is ridiculous, obviously, and he is. So that's our draft class. I don't really think it matters who we could have had. There was another guy. Was it Walker Little? It might have been Walker Little that I thought I was going to have to take, who's still a really good lineman, but still happy we got who we got. And let's move on. This team has went from worst in the league to probably not the worst anymore with that draft class. So of course I didn't show it, but we did trade Rosen to the Jaguars for a second-round pick. We did give them a fourth-round pick in advance. So a next year second-round pick technically coming up this year in the draft. I don't know why I didn't show it, but I'll take that all day of the week. So we traded Jakeem Grant, McKenzie, and Charles Harris for a third round next year from the Bengals. We do not need Jakeem anymore. I would love to keep him, but we have so many players on the team. We have so much money we're going to have to spend on the guys we already have. This team is actually starting to become a team that can't afford every player, which is, it's a good sign because that means we're moving up in the world. We may have to start cheating and upgrading their developments because a 66 overall guy is literally going to do nothing. There's nothing he can do. So we're going to take a look at how many sacks he allowed. And if it's under like 4, yeah, you don't deserve star development. I'm sorry. I was going to cheat and put you up, but yeah, you did about 3 times as many as I thought you were going to give up. So yeah, there's that. Tua, obviously, he's going to be like an 89 by the end of the season. Not much we can do. Clinton Dix. So Rashad Jones, if I'm not mistaken, is assigned to a very large contract. I'm not sure why, but they are, or he is. There's that. So, yeah. Sean Lee, clutch as it comes. Perfect right outside linebacker for us. And that's pretty much all we can. I mean, we're getting expensive because we're getting good. We went from a 67 overall to a 77 in the span of 1 season. And guess what? They haven't even played yet. So imagine once these guys start actually playing. Gross to say, I guess, if that's what you want, do what you like. But, I mean, imagine this is going to be a really good team. Hopefully, with Ruggs as the number 1, we can see some numbers. Come on, Tua. It's your boy. Come on now. Derrick Henry's an improvement at running back. Kenyon Drake's long-term. He's smiling. He's probably very smiley, actually. I'd be really happy if I was him. Gets the contract he wanted and deserves and doesn't have to take the wear and tear as much. So that's obviously a pretty big win for him. So we trade Godshaw to the Titans for a 5th-round pick. It's not that he wasn't good or anything, but we obviously have a replacement with Wilson. We also have Robert Nkemdiche. You could play there if he has to. So a position of actual depth, which is insane. This team is actually pretty damn sick, and I can't wait to see if we can actually maybe sneak into the playoffs. All right, so we have some re-signings. Devontae Parker really has now worked out. Maybe he gets a deal, but yeah, we'll give him the deal because Albert Wilson needs a contract, and he is kind of not worked out either, to be honest. DeMar Dotson, we'll give him a contract if he's still around. Raekwon McMillan, of course, one of the main linebackers of this team, hasn't really performed too well himself, but a lot of upside, so we have to give him another go. We have tons of money. And, we're getting better talent. I was going to say no talent, but we have talent. Here we are headed to the playoffs. There is a chance we can make it. We're a pretty decent team, and we do not make it. 6-9-1, so that is a pretty big improvement from 4-12. We should still have a decent draft pick. What about the Texans, though? This time we didn't go too far, so we should be able to tell how well they did. Where are them Texans? Damn, man. They went from, pick 9 to 12-4, which is unfortunate. We did actually use the 2021 draft class. I have no idea what that class is like. I don't know many of the names there, so it's unfortunate. But Tua, 30 touchdowns, 7 picks, 3,800 yards. Rushing, not great from Derrick Henry. Receiving, what in the world? Ruggs, 688 yards, 4 touchdowns as the #1 wide receiver. That's unacceptable. Nick Perry. Weaver was better than Charles, but I was hoping for even better. Kicking, Jason Sanders needs to go. He's terrible. Please tell me we got Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's all I care about. That's literally all I care about, and we did. That's literally all I cared about. In case you didn't know, that's literally all I cared about. So now we got over that 40,000 times. Let's move on to the offseason. Okay, we don't care about that, actually. Move on to the offseason, see who wins the Super Bowl. 6-9-1, that's a bit of an improvement. 2.5 wins more than last year. I'll take it. Chargers versus Cowboys, probably the Cowboys, right? It appears so. We're 76 overall now. DeMar Dotson probably retired. He, I believe, did. I really couldn't tell you. Let's see, defensively. Baker, wow, I forgot to show you guys, but Baker actually did go to superstar or to star development, and then he went up to superstar. He's killing it, man. Left outside linebacker is a cheese position. I might have to move Raekwon to left out if we can actually draft a decent middle. Wilkins is looking decent. Xavier Howard's still superstar. Of course, we got to replace Rashad. We're going to trade him after the draft. Offensively, was there any other guys? Obviously, Ruggs wasn't going to get a development up because he was horrendous. Trey Adams, we did know was superstar. Let's take a look at the ability. I haven't looked at any of the abilities for offensive linemen. Post up, blockers with this ability are he's stupid. Blockers with this ability reduce an edge rush. Okay. Yeah, I don't get that whole. Maybe it makes more sense to you guys, but shouldn't a guy in double team already be winning? Like, if you get beat up on a double team, you suck. I feel like that's more of a counter to the OP lineman rather than practical use. Ryan Fitzpatrick at 38 years old is still in the league. He's a 60 overall, though. Albert Wilson wants a 3-year, $14 million deal. It's just not going to happen. Any other names here? No. Julian Davenport. Don't actually need him, which is a really big improvement to be able to say that, we don't need an extra lineman as a Dolphins team. Which coincidentally is also ironic because we do need a lineman. Kenny Clark. Ooh, Kenny Clark. How you doing, pal? We need a new tackle. And obviously there's a big gun right here, Trent Williams. I believe last time we signed him to a 2-year deal, he left right after the first year, which is great stuff. We're going to try to get him, though, because even though I don't think this team is there, I think they can easily make the playoffs any of the seasons. So we have to try and build the best team we can every single time we have a chance. Kenny Stills is a free agent now. Alec Anzalone. Not bad. Zach Cunningham, 4 years. I mean, they're both pretty much the same price. Not much for Tack. Tack McKinley, though. Hello, Tack. Right, we offered some pretty nice contracts. Please. Usually when it's like this, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about here, but it always rejections. Always. Okay, Tack, that was a huge one. That probably means that no one else accepted, right? Trent? Okay. Anzalone I really wanted. Kenny Clark I really wanted. But these were the two main guys for sure. We're now able to release Nick Perry on his $7 million deal. We released our starting free safety because he wasn't doing well, and he was also on a $7 million deal. A lot of guys on like a $7 million deal. Nick Perry, he was decent for us for a little. Maybe we'll keep him. So basically, offensive line, not really an issue anymore. Trey Adams really did not develop at all for whatever reason. We have the sliders on like 220. So I don't know if you actually have to play the games and use the practice XP and all that to get those upgrades, but really did not upgrade Adam. Okay, move him to right tackle. He plays. Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, really, all we need now, we can use the new guard, but Dieter's still decent. And then linebacker and safety. Other than that, we're pretty good. We're pretty young. I mean, we've got some youth on this team. So linebacker and free safety, we have 2 first-round picks and a decent second-round pick, I would assume. So we can get this thing done. I think the team could be pretty much playoff ready by next season, which is really a quick turnaround. So we did not get Taylor, so we do need a slot receiver after all. We did get a new kicker in Will Lutz. We released Sanders right after the season. He was terrible, just absolutely god-awful. We have some money, which is really why I wanted to get Kenny Clark in the first place. Mohamed Sanu, maybe not a slot guy, but pretty damn good still. I think we're finally ready for the draft. We have pick number 9. Instead of it being the Texans' pick, it is our own pick number 9. There are some names. Obviously, linebacker is one of the biggest ones. There is a guy late for... Where the hell is he? Here he is. Late first, Jacob Phillips. Looks absolutely ridiculous. We're going to be trading up quite a bit. So I think we're going to be taking 3 players in the first round. I really want Rondale Moore. He would be absolutely ridiculous. Be the perfect slot receiver for this team. Will he be there at 12, though? That's the main issue. So I think we may try to trade up to number 7. Broncos get Trevor Lawrence at number 2. That's a huge pick. Justin Ross, that's a rough one for us because he's a great receiver as well. Seeing him go gives us a lesser chance to get more. Please don't tell me the Titans are going to take him. Please tell me the Raiders aren't going to take him. Thank you. So Campbell is a great player too. We had him on our list. But Rondale Moore is there. We do have Stearns. However, there is a safety even better later, I think. You could either go with Holland or there's another guy. Where is he? BJ Foster. I think it looks pretty good too. The fast slot receiver out of Purdue. Pick 5 was supposed to go. We took him number 9. Says superstar development. I would take it. Honestly, with that height, not height, but that high of a pick, I don't know. Maybe something like that. Really hoping for Phillips and Foster. I think we're going to go to 20. We get the Buccaneers pick 27, 73, and Van Ginkel for pick 20. And I think... Even though we did lose Van Ginkel, I think safety is a bit bigger of a need. So we are going to take B.J. Foster, who's a bit of a hybrid. He can play both positions. The reason why I like him so much is because he has great pursuit and great height. With pursuit, that usually means he's going to be a very high overall. 75 overall, that's pretty damn high. 80 hit power, decent zone. Okay, man. A little on the slower side, but with that height, he's pretty damn good. I'm not mad with it one bit. And now, of course, we are going to trade up. Actually, we don't... Yeah, we do, because the Cardinals right behind them will go for a middle linebacker. So to get to 21, we trade 36, 50, and 79, which I think is a very fair trade for both teams here. And we still have pick 9 in the second round. It's a risky one to keep trading up. We're losing value as we speak. But Jacob Phillips is our man. He's super fast. Another good player because he has hidden. I reached, apparently. I don't really care. Look at the speed. Coverage is actually pretty damn good as well. What's his catching? Jumping is okay for a rookie. Catching is 66. That's pretty good for a middle linebacker. Now, Boone, he looks pretty good. He's a left guard. I'm going to trade... Do we want to trade up again, though? So we give the Broncos 41, Nick Perry in a 5th round next year for their draft pick. We're also going to give them a 6th and a 5th this year. We'll give them a 5 and a 7 anyways to, add on to that trade because that Nick Perry, Nick Perry is he's iffy. And we will be taking Mr. D'Angelo Boone. If we get lucky here, which, that potential line looks good. We may have finally filled our offensive lineman. Looks pretty good to me. Hidden, his strength's a little low, but the potential was too high. Literally, the potentials were so high. They were all A minuses across the board. In the end, it kind of worked out. Mid-5th, we'll still just take this guy right now, and he was a bust. The potential looked really good. Super fast for a DT, but... obviously didn't work out too much. But, yeah, the same guy that made the other class made this one, which is weird because this one's more fair, it seems. We're looking at some of these overalls, and they seem pretty low, compared to his first class. I don't know if that's just literally because the real-life class 2020 is really good and 2021 isn't. But, yeah, I don't know. It seems fair. So, if you're watching this guy... make more of these types, Lower the overalls a little bit. The developments are fine, but the overalls are way too high in that first class. So all of the players we did draft are going to start, so we will take a look at all their developments. Yeah, literally every single one's going to start. So, starting with Rondale Moore, the super speedy 5'9" player himself. Player traits, star development, that's fine. You know, star is rough. It's kind of like Henry Ruggs, but it's fine. It's fine. BJ Foster, that's the wrong thing. Probably superstar, I would assume. Or superstar X Factor. Okay, I'll definitely take superstar X Factor. It's going to go to Phillips now, Jacob Phillips. I would assume, I'm going to say superstar, honestly. I think he's superstar. Okay, star, it's fine. It's fine. And then the final one, Boone, I would more than likely assume star as well, which he is also star. So, I mean, that's fine. Pretty good draft. Foster was very much better than I expected. Everyone else, maybe a little lower. I thought Rondale Moore would have definitely been superstar. Phillips, obviously, is pretty damn young. Most of them are. But with that speed, I kind of felt he wasn't going to be anything higher than star because that would just be OP. But yeah, this was a really good class yet again. So we turned this thing around rather quickly. If we put everyone in the right spots, I think it's a playoff team. So we have some re-signings. We have to pay Baker quite a bit of money here because he's probably the best outside linebacker in the league at this point. Wait, how much am I giving him? Oh, yeah, I gave him a 5-year. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. We're not giving him that much money. But we are still giving him quite a... What? What do you mean? Minka wants a 5-year. Guess what? 6-year. Boom. His contracts are actually really expensive. Thankfully, we don't have to pay a QB that much. I think our QB's getting like $8 million a year, which is really good for us because obviously that's the biggest thing that ruins teams. So we did get Baker. We just added a little bit more money to the guarantee. We're in a pretty good spot, honestly. We might get Gesicki back. Headed to the playoffs, it's very 50-50 right now. It could go either way. I don't think we'll make it, though. We do make it. Don't win the division. So we went up from... was it 4-12 to 6-9-1 to 9-7. Tua, I'm not gonna lie, is not doing really that well. Derrick Henry actually had a really good season. Finally, Ruggs, finally. I don't know what it is, but I changed the scheme, and it's still not good. I don't know what to tell you. Sack totals, Weaver, nice. That could be a development up. What else do we have? Tack, just not really impressing me at all. Xavier Howard. That could be a superstar X Factor, which would be nice. Will Lutz. Honestly, Will Lutz could be the difference between us being where we are now and just not making it. If we had Jason Sanders, I'd guess we'd probably be like 7-9, 8-8 maybe if we're lucky. What else do we have? Any other awards? Xavier Howard and Will Lutz. Okay, perfect. Obviously, 9-7 isn't a great record, but for us, it's a huge record. Let's take a look at what overalls we have now. Tua is a 90. I kind of figured it because he got another unlock. What does he have? So protected, that's a great ability. Red zone Deadeye, that's not really that great to be honest. Clutch, I guess. Conductor, Inside Deadeye is pretty decent, but honestly, a guy like Tua, you would expect to get Escape Artist because, I don't know, there's quarterbacks that are slower than that with Escape Artist, so I don't know, I feel like he kind of got robbed a bit, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'd be really pissed if I had if I was developing Kyler Murray in a league and he never got Escape Artist. I feel like that'd be very unfair. I think like you definitely would have to cheat and force him to have it. Of course, BJ Foster with his X Factor ability, shutdown, an amazing ability to get. Unfakeable is not bad for a safety. Universal coverage, man, that's some really good ability for that safety. Unbelievable. I was really hoping McMillan would go up in development. I don't know if he will or not, but I didn't see anything that would jump off the board. Going against the Bengals, we are an 83. Oh, come on. If we don't win this game, you've got to be joking me at this point. Honestly, this team could actually be ready to win a Super Bowl right now. Like, we actually turned it around that fast. We had an insane set of drafts. The Dolphins have a chance. It's just, I think what helped is the fact that somehow the Texans were really bad, and I really regret not remembering, because I didn't, at the time, I didn't know that we were even going to get that pick to show you that, we didn't force any losses or anything, because that would be pretty clever, wouldn't it? I mean, would we really say that I'm that clever to be able to do that? You know what? I think I would be. But I didn't. It would be, I really wish I could have shown you guys. I don't think there was any way, though, because, the season schedule is up. There you go. Huge run by Derrick Henry. We know that man can break off some big runs from time to time, but I didn't expect it to happen. 37 to 25, 40 to 25. Clutch, man. Okay. Is Tua that guy in the postseason? Maybe not, but Andy Dalton definitely isn't. Derrick Henry, maybe, well, I mean, 3 touchdowns, 2 had a rushing, so, you know, the touchdowns don't look that great because of the rushing. You know, if you compare it to theirs, Tua could have like a 4 or 5 touchdown game. Weaver, nice. Okay. Looking good. I'll take it. Greg Joseph didn't really do, I mean, he had some kicks, but doesn't matter because we're better. Not bad. I mean, this team is very good. Like I said, they could be ready. But yeah, the Texans in real life, highly doubt they'd be pick number 9. There's just no chance. I don't expect the Colts to be where they are either. I got to start remembering. Actually, I think I'm honestly going to change the roster because we got to make sure that Andrew Luck's not in. Unfortunately, he's just not playing, so we're going to lower him down and release him off the roster, I think. All right, so 7-all is the score. We actually have a chance to come back on the side. Nice. 3 points. Okay. It's tied up again. Oof. Down by 3. Very clutch drive. There you go, defense. You got to put up 7 there, though. You have to put up 7. Slow it down. Up by 7 now. Oh, it's a pick. I should have seen it. It could have been Xavier, who's been absolutely unbelievable. 4 minutes left. Offense, you literally go to the championship game. If you hold on, you can't play that conservatively, though. And EA is about to cuck itself. Actually, no, they didn't, because they actually just couldn't convert. So take away the clock, it doesn't matter because they just could not get down the field. Tua Tagovailoa needs to stop throwing some picks here. Derrick Henry with a very bad game, but they did seem to kind of run him into the ground a little bit. Honestly, like, I haven't really watched much of Derrick Henry, but I'm a pretty big fan of somebody that looks like the Incredible Hulk. So I feel like, how does he not gain 5 yards a play? You know? Like, I don't know. Like, there is obviously some coaching involved. You need to be somewhat savvy, but I feel like he could just get 5 yards every run, no? Like, is it that hard? Like, he's a defensive tackle at running back who can run pretty damn fast. All right, going to the end of the game versus the Chargers. 10-3, 13-3. Okay, field goal. I mean, I'll allow field goals all day. Just please put up some touchdowns. Clutch before the half. Will Lutz has been very important to this team's success. You could tell with how many field goals we've been kicking in the postseason. Come on, Miami. We're headed to the Super Bowl, baby. There you go. Okay. Okay. Who's the quarterback there? JT Daniels. A 9-7 team. All you gotta do is get in. That's what she said. You know, that's all I'm saying. Trevor Williams with the pick. That's all you gotta do. You just got to get in, and anything can happen. As a Packers fan, I have to stand by this. It's literally Bible law at this point. I'm not even that religious, but, you know, we all know what the Bible is, whether you're religious or not. It's the NFL rulebook, you know. You get in, and anything is possible until you face the Cowboys and then lose very poorly. Oh, my God, they're 91. That's the highest AITM I've ever seen. 3 years in, the freaking Dallas Cowboys are a 91 overall. Well, yeah, you guys love to give the wins to the teams that don't deserve it. So, hey, here you go. Miami. Here we are. Good for Dan Marino. Okay, nice drive. Oh, defense. Come on. Like, all we need to do is score about 30, 40 points. Yeah, just 30 or 40 points against the 91 overall Cowboys. Oh, my God, things are happening. Please keep scoring. Not you guys, us. That's all I kind of, you know, points every time. No! No, please. No, field goal. No! All right, Tua. Oh, God, here it is. The biggest choke ever. Move aside, Miami. We've got things to do here. Ebron over the middle. Oh, these are some really bad players on the inside. Oh, Tua. Oh, Tua. Devontae Parker. I almost called him Jabari. Into the end zone. What a play. He ain't even that fast, but it was a dime. If he was going to, you know, if we were going to use the real-life class for our Buccaneers franchise, which we were going to, but we're not, I would definitely, I'd debate tanking for him, you know. It would be very hard for me to pull it off because, you know, it's a very tough strategy to show that you're tanking. Well, to not show you're tanking, I guess, but yeah, Tua looks pretty sick. Because, you know, you kind of have to give him Superstar X Factor. Please don't. Like, please just don't. Please just don't. They did. Oh! You... McMillan, I hate you. I thought they actually missed the extra point! Xavier Howard's the GOAT! Xavier Howard's the GOAT. Okay, I gave him so much crap. Not really so much crap, but, you know, the classic picks aren't everything. Xavier Howard last year had a lot of picks. Tied the NFL with 3 people for the most picks in the season. Of that season anyways. You know, not like an NFL record or anything. And he was kind of rough in coverage, but he's the GOAT. He's proven it. 6 picks on the regular season. At least 2 in the post here. Absolutely insane. We won a Super Bowl. I'll show you guys. We didn't force any wins or anything. So, you know, you'll see that. And this team has shown me that that's Hannibal Lecter once again running through. Wow, Tua has his best game in the Super Bowl. Great players show greatness at the perfect time, you know? You got a lineman talking to a defensive lineman, you know, in the Super Bowl winning ceremony. Can we get an update for this? You know, it's not that big of a deal, but nobody cares about the Pro Bowl. We care about the core things that actually matter. If you're going to make the Pro Bowl in the game, make it where you could play with every single player in the league. That would be really sick. I'm not sure why that's not a thing. Like, how can FIFA have 11v11, but we can't? I don't get that. I just don't get that at all. Makes no sense to me. And here we are, you know, Super Bowl champions. I didn't get to see the little logo thing. Unless I held A, I may have. Sometimes I blank out and end up with a knife in my hand in the middle of the night. Randall Cobb was their best receiver of the night. Defensively, Jalen Smith with 2 sacks. Really no sacks from us, but that's all that matters is this defense getting picks. Haha, Clinton Dix and Xavier Howard with interceptions. Imagine getting a pick in the overtime of the Super Bowl. You'd be the hero. The hero. Hell, a pick in the 4th quarter in general, you'd be a hero. Unless you're Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, Russell. You don't deserve that. But, you know, things happen. We'll play another season just because this team is still just getting started. So I think we can definitely screw off Taylor. I think, you know, this is just getting started. So I think we could definitely repeat here. 81 overall, apparently. I'm not sure where that comes. Trent Williams, isn't it? Trent, you son of a gun. Oh, I got my Super Bowl. I'm out of here. I hate that. That's the one reason why I don't like signing Trent in free agency is he always leaves. He gets a 2-year deal, and then he leaves. Like, how is that? It's not fair, man. It's just not fair. So we'll do all this upgrading behind the scenes as per usual. I didn't show you guys we didn't cheat, actually. Show you there's no force wins or anything. Okay, so there's a second play on this, but that has nothing to do with anything. I'm watching YouTube videos, and sometimes I may or may not click end of the game, and I forget to do the commentary. It was like the 4th quarter, and we were down by 3, I think, with ball. I could have went on with it, but I just redid it because I pretty much simmed the entire game. And you know that's not a false thing because there's been plenty of times where I completely sim through the re-signing period, which there'd be no reason for me to do because it just hurts us, and then we have to do it all last second. So don't give me that crap, okay? I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Keon Crossan, I think, is 1 year worthy, right? Back at tight end, I think that's a very easy position to get. So there's no reason to prioritize a guy that's really not worked out for this team. So looking at what we need, of course, left tackle is quite a big position. And with the money we have being our final season as well and coming off of a Super Bowl win, there's no reason not to. You know, we might as well get another star player if there is one. Defensive tackle, Wilson's really not that guy. Howard didn't go up in development, though. You know, he's 29. It doesn't matter. He had a 6-pick season. He had 2 in the Super Bowl, 1 being the game winner. He's a superstar X Factor. He just is. I could have made the argument that Ruggs should go up, but no, I'm not going to because I don't really think he does deserve to. But Xavier does. He's freaking 35,000 years old. It doesn't matter at this point. I don't know about anyone else. Weaver, I would make the argument for, but if they say he doesn't deserve it, he doesn't deserve it. Yeah, pretty much DT, left tackle, perhaps. You know, Clinton Dix is still looking strong there. Strong Dix. That's pretty much it. I mean, maybe a new running back. Derrick Henry's not really being paid a whole lot here, even though he did very well for us. Leighton Vander Esch just came off of the Super Bowl losing team, and yet they're just like, you know what? Yeah, we're not having it, man. We lost the Super Bowl because of you, even though it wasn't really his fault. Let's go J.J. Watt and slap him in at DT. He'll play anywhere on the line. He doesn't care. Like, I don't know if it'll ruin the game or not, but, like, I feel like there should be also an update for this, is when you got a guy that's, like, maybe it's just too much in depth for them, but you got a guy that's getting paid the same amount, if not more than the other offers, because obviously top bids, what does it go by? It goes by salary, bonus, years, and other scheme fit. Oh, scheme fit actually matters. He's a scheme fit, so he should join. So in this scenario, we are the very best fit for him, and we're a good team. There should be no reason in the world for him not to sign with us, right? So in this situation, he should automatically sign with us 99.9% of the time. So if he doesn't sign with us here, I want answers, EA, okay? And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all I've got for you. So I think if we get J.J. Watt and the guard, the only position we're going to be really looking for in the draft is maybe a new wide receiver if there's a guy later on we can get. We should definitely trade off Jalen Hurts, though. He's 77 overall superstar. Plenty of years left in him. He's 23. Maybe we could keep him another year if we wanted to and then just dump him off before his rookie contract's up. And that's pretty much it. You know, we're going to try to get younger elsewhere. Not sure why I'm looking at Wilkins. He's obviously very young. Tack McKinley's 26, so very young as well. Look for a replacement for Xavier Howard / Trevor. They're getting on the older side, quote-unquote. New safety, perhaps. So, I mean, we have a lot. I mean, we're very ahead of schedule here. Please land the two guys we have, though. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of going for alignment in the draft. Oh, come on. I guess we're going to have to. J.J. Watt does join us. Do we have a bigger guy that can play DT? Because if not, J.J. Watt will play, I guess. He's kind of on the slower side now, I would assume. Ooh, he's still very fast. Now I have problems here. Now I don't know what to do. What's the contract for McKinley? I mean, that's not terrible. An $8 million cap penalty, that's a decent hit. I think we'll debate it. We'll debate it because J.J. Watt. Nah, we'll play him at DT. I've seen, DeForest Buckner for us. He had like 12 sacks in a season. Same with some other DTs. So J.J. Watt can do it. He's a beast. He's a beast. And he's a good overall there. He's pissed that he's at DT. Look at that face, but that's Tack McKinley's face. He's actually very happy. But look at J.J. Watt's face in comparison. So we do need a lineman, unfortunately. But other than that, there's not much we have to worry about. Do we have a guard and a tackle that are late? I think, no, they're early second round, but obviously we're going to pretty much consider them a late first. Maybe even pick 20. We're going to sim all the way to like 20-ish. And as soon as we see one of the names... Ooh, that guy's a high overall. As soon as we see one of the names go, we will be hopping up anything we can do to get one of those higher picks. Anthony Hudson is a great tackle, but obviously we're not getting all the way up there from here. That would cost us the entire future, which is not... I mean, this team is gone... Not that we've done well, but this team is gone with the worst lineman core in the world. And the fact that we are far from that now, I think we can handle one bad lineman. So we're not going to trade the whole future away for one lineman. Shout out to the Houston Texans. There's one of our guys. So we are going to go to the Bears. I know there are more than just the guys, but we're not going to risk it. I really like this tackle. So we give the Bears Michael Dieter a first round this year, well, 32, and then a third round next year. What? That was weird. Usually it doesn't do that. I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. Oh, did they trade the pick? No wonder why. Like, I have the draft paused. Can we stop resuming? I mean, in fairness, we're not losing our player, but, like, can we? The time I actually trade with the team I want to trade with, it's like, oh, it's your pick, and the guy's still there. Looks like you saved. Well, I don't think the trade-up is that hard to get anymore, so we're going to go Dieter, a first round, pick 32, and a fourth-round pick. I think that's fair. 72 overall, Dieter kind of developed now. They need a guard. I don't know if he's going to start for them, but they need a guard. This guy looks very good, by the way. We obviously do not need a QB, but that's beside the point. London Andrews. There are some other guys, but not really that great. London Andrews looks great. Can't go wrong with him, and he definitely can't. So hidden, whether he's star or better, it doesn't matter. He's definitely a starting caliber player. So we trade pick 64, pick 96 this year, and Isaiah Prince to the Vikings to move up about, 15 spots, roughly. I don't think the cornerback's that great, but he's the only decent one, and if this is going to be our final draft, wow, that quarterback's still there, man. I'm really just half tempted to take him. If he's there in the third round, we're taking him. Kirby Reese, he's rough, but he could be okay. Okay, 71 overall, superstar X Factor, highly doubt it, but the speed is what I was getting at. I'm surprised he is actually 4.4. Yeah, 4.42 is pretty damn fast, actually. Only one on our board now is this guard. We're going to take him because we're losing like people left and right here. Not great, but not bad for a 5th round pick, I guess. London Andrews, he actually could be a superstar, honestly. He's not, but he's still a great player, so I'm not mad. I should have just moved him to tackle right then and there. Left tackle anyways. But yeah, the final season, there's not really much we can do other than to check one. I want to check if Jalen is still on contract. If he is, we're going to keep him around one more year. So we have Hurts for at least another year. So, yeah, I think we're going to keep him and then trade him off next year. Sounds good. I mean, we have some re-signings, but overall, this is somehow a very cheap team still. What's Tua? Yeah, once Tua needs a contract, that's going to be rough. It's going to be like a 6-year, maybe even a 7-year $250 million deal. Honestly, the only thing holding this team back from being god tier is literally the wide receiver core. Lots of potential, young players. They just have not upgraded themselves well. London Andrews and Moore will be on the practice squad, while... Who was the third one, actually? I actually have no idea. It might actually be someone crap. Hopefully not. We'll get our upgrades done and all that and move on to our final season, which could be a repeat. So let's get the re-signings out of the way just in case we come back to this thing. We gotta make sure everything's right and done properly. 2-year deal for Joe, which seems okay. Apparently that's not good enough. We have a 4-year for Wilkins. He's been above average, but you know he still has room to grow. 4-year deal's fair. Trevor Williams, we're gonna actually knock that deal out right now. That's a fair. Like I've never seen someone so self-aware. Really, more. We're just gonna lock up Lutz right now. He deserves it. I'm not even gonna question Will Lutz. And I don't know if anyone else will get re-signed. We'll see. Headed to the playoffs, I very, very narrowly even looked to talk on Sim about it. Wow, really? 10-6 is fine, don't get me wrong, but I did not think the Jets would be up there. Like, you know, we started off really well. We had a couple of losses in between, but overall, you know, a lot of fair things, I suppose. Let's take a look at the stats, look at the awards, and then play the Jets. 4,000 yards for Tua, 32 touchdowns, 5 picks. It's fine. Touchdowns are lacking a little bit from such a talented team. Kind of surprising. Defensively, J.J. Watt killed it at DT. Weaver, very good as well. Probably should be a superstar. Maybe he should go to superstar, but not go up higher. Will Lutz missing only 3 kicks is fine. You know, big improvement from Jason Sanders, basically. Quick look at the offensive line. Andrews should be a decent overall. Yeah, very high overall, actually. 82 overall. The reason why I knew he was going to be decent is because, once again, we had him on the practice squad. And we do have the tackle sliders at, like, 240, I think, just because we have some really good tackles. I mean, this is a good team. Obviously, there's holes, but you know, you compare this to other teams, I would say a top 3 team easily with still lots of potential because we still have draft picks. You know, Kirby's actually a 76 overall. We had him on the practice squad. You know, this team's built for the, you know, the guys we may lose due to age or, you know, money situation. So this team's well ready. And of course, J.J. Watt was a huge addition, and once he's gone, that's another 20 mil we can put somewhere else. So yeah, this is one of our better teams we built, which is crazy because obviously they came from such a dark place. 67 overall is very bad. By far going to be the lowest overall team we rebuild all year. Unless, once again, they do even worse in real life and they drop them even lower. So far, it's a 10-10. And there we go, 17-10. Before half, they drove, but they couldn't finish. Please don't lose to the Jets. I know they probably beat us in the regular season. I didn't really pay attention to that, but they don't deserve to win, and we proved that here with a 34-16 victory. I mean, there really shouldn't be much doubt other than maybe, once again, the Cowboys. That's the one team I'm really worried about, but we did beat them in the Super Bowl. So, Jack McKinley, there you go. Finally showing up. 3 sacks. It's almost the amount he has every season, which is crazy. Divisional against the Colts. Once again, it's 87 overall versus the 80, was it 2 Colts? So we go up 2 overalls just after that upgrade. I would assume it had something to do with winning a playoff game. Probably got like a big boost of XP. Yeah, with the way upgrading is this year, you know, getting those milestones like winning playoff games and all that actually means so much more than other years. Assuming to the end of the game, we had the ball no, we didn't. We had the ball second. Okay, nice. 14-0, 21-0. This team is really showing up. I mean, we have really built a team. Tank for Tua was a successful mission. Very successful. And to be honest, Henry Ruggs really hasn't done well, so You know, that draft class was insane on paper, but realistically, outside of Tua, you know, the rookies we had were pretty disappointing. So, I don't know. Just Tua did really well, and, you know, he's really killing it. Like, last year he was okay. You know, even both regular seasons wasn't really that great, but this postseason he's really showing up. You know, he's showing he's been here before, and he's already ready to cement his legacy as a Hall of Famer just in 2 seasons. That's a good question. When do you guys think it's okay to call someone a Hall of Famer? Like, if they win 2 Super Bowls right out the gate of their career. Actually, was it 2? Like, this would be the second one, but, like, this is his second year, I think, right? So a rookie comes in, wins a Super Bowl, and then sophomore year wins another one. I don't care how bad or how great the team is. As long as he's putting up above average QB numbers, is that Hall of Fame worthy already, or do you actually need the yardage? Because everyone wants to talk about Super Bowls, so 2 Super Bowls right out the gate seems pretty Hall of Fame worthy to me. That's just an amazing start to a career. We're down 7. The Chiefs look like they might have what it takes to take us out. It's a very 50-50 game so far. Oh, we clutch up in the 4th, though. And we're headed to a Super Bowl back-to-back. Unbelievable stuff. Patrick Mahomes wasn't enough. He just wasn't enough. And Derrick Henry had a rushing touchdown, so you throw that on the passing touchdowns, it looks even better. That's pretty much that. Okay, so the Dolphins, believe it or not, about to be in a repeat scenario here. Ridiculous things are happening here right in front of our faces. I'm sorry, Taylor, we're not doing it, okay? It's just like whenever you turn on the radio and you hear one of her love songs. I'm not doing it, okay? We're not doing it. The Giants are in 86. Okay, Jake Fromm, apparently. I don't know where he came from, but probably would have used Daniel Jones. I know the game really cucked him with his overall, but still. I hope in the very least he at least gets a scenario every rookie year. If across every franchise he gets a scenario rookie year, that's fine. Because those scenarios actually they are a bigger impact than you would think, because you do get XP tied in with it, which is why Ronald Jones went up like 5 to 10 overalls just in like 1 week. It's a very close game so far. We're down by 3, down by 6. I mean, this offense, I have so much faith in this team. Ooh, did we choke it near the red zone? Did we choke it near the red zone twice? We did. The Giants dethrone us. Still a great, franchise. Still a great rebuild. 17-24 loss in our chance to win 2 straight Super Bowls is fine. The Giants win it, so, I mean, it could have been a worse team to lose to, I suppose. Tua, 2 touchdowns. Tua did not have a turnover in the postseason, I don't think, this season, so it's unfortunate that it's not his reason. It's not his fault that they lost. I don't know why Cameron Brate's on the defensive leaderboards there. So last order of business is to sim and see what kind of development ups we had, and then call it a rebuild. I mean, I'm very happy with this one. Right, so still 87 overall somehow, even after the season. Usually you drop several overalls. Development, nobody went up on the offensive side. Defensive side, we had no one either. So, I mean, that is what it is. This team's easily ready to go for another one. But I think we've hit our peak, and maybe in the future we'll take a look, but I'm not sure. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like, maybe subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at Jeromepkr. If you have a team you want to see in the future, let me know in the comment section below. But other than that, thanks for watching. Hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!